Come all ye drinkful to the Loud and Drunk podcast. It's Christmas time, and this is Dan. Well, guys, it's that time of year.
It's a time.
Yeah, it's a time. I'm a liquor Grinch, so I'm not. I really don't enjoy this time. Moses, it's Christmas time. What are you looking forward to the most?
I am looking forward to time off.
That's the only thing to really look forward to.
That's the only thing I really can think of on the spot. And you know what I love about Christmas is eggnog. There, I said it.
We can get into that.
We
because
will.
I used to drink a lot of eggnog. Justin!
Hey, I'm here. Oh my God, my favorite time of year, everybody.
You get all your Christmas shopping done?
No. What? No.
I actually am done with Christmas shopping.
Oh, you...
I'm talking right now. Shut up.
This is Justin's intro.
I will try to not be as grinchy as I typically am, but you'll assess my tone as we go along.
And we have a Yuletide guest.
Tony Mandingo, very happy to be here.
Oh,
look that
Tony,
way.
thank you, buddy.
Oh,
You can call me Tone.
Tone.
can I call you Mandy?
You can call me Manny.
Why would I call you that?
I don't know. Why would you call me Mandy?
Oh, Mandingo. Mandy.
Yeah, you can call me by the full name.
All right, you're like a Sharp Cold Quest. Got it.
You got to say the whole thing.
All right.
Yes, Moses, every time.
All right. Every time.
Okay, pimp name, slip back. Well, if you're like Justin and like myself and you haven't gotten your Christmas shopping done, there is a place that you can get a lot done. The Underground, located in historic Smithville Village on the way to Atlantic City, is Jersey's coolest proprietor of rock and roll and punk rock apparel, horror merch, posters, accessories, and more. You can find them online at theoriginalunderground.com. The Underground. It's a bad store for bad people.
Oh my God, that's where I got all my shopping done.
You did? That's where you...
Yeah,
you-
everybody's getting underground shit because they're awesome.
I'd also like to take this time to encourage you to subscribe to this podcast. We are on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Rumble, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. If you are on YouTube and Rumble, smash that like button, leave us a comment, share this video with your friends, and get in on the conversation by joining us on social media at Loud and Drunk on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Well, guys,
It was fun.
we're a bunch of liquor Grinches. I think it's fair to say that, right?
I would agree.
I'm not a Grinch about liquor because I don't understand how that works because I like giving liquor to everyone.
You're not getting my Trailer Park
No,
Boys
no.
reference.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's what
I'm not Canadian, sorry.
that's what Bubbles referred to as Mr. Leahy
Yes,
as a liquor
yes,
Grinch.
yes.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Well, he does drink all the liquor. Because he is the liquor.
R.I.P.
Yes.
Oh, right. Oh, he was a great opera singer. The guy
Thanks.
that played Leahy.
Yes. Yes. We're minutes into this podcast and you've grinded it right down to a halt.
I think that this is probably the time to say that Moses, who should never be drinking anything but beer before the podcast, is chosen for some reason to have 2 gin drinks and polish off, what is that, like a pint of whiskey?
It's still halfway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so this podcast is living on a prayer. Guys, what I wanted to bring up, since we're all liquor Grinches, do you believe that Christmas is overrated?
Yes.
Do you care to extrapolate?
I had to follow up. I thought we were going to wait till other people responded.
Oh, okay.
But, why are we celebrating some guy being nailed to a cross? The guy was drunk. His blood is full of alcohol. And we're nailing him across. And, I've been drunk a lot of times in my life. And one nail, fine. I get it. Yeah, it happens. But how's the second nail getting in there? You don't fight on that. And now we got to celebrate this guy for being second best at fucking surviving. Who gives a shit?
Who's he second to?
I don't know. I'm gonna say.
I thought you were going to say Beyonce.
You're right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you can't beat the best.
The guy gets nailed to a cross, and now we're celebrating his death or birth. I don't even understand how it all works.
The sacrifice, but that's not what the holiday is, because the Bible makes it very clear.
Why are we worshiping this drunk? Everybody hates us because we're drunk.
Isn't Christmas supposed to? What you're referring to, as far as the Christian aspect of it, is not that's not when he was crucified. Am I wrong here? Because I don't know. I wasn't raised.
No.
I don't know. They say he's white.
It's the celebration
and
of
he's
his
black.
birth.
I don't know what. I don't know
It's
what
a
it is.
celebration of his birth.
Yeah, that's the whole reason that there's Jesus in the fucking manger and
That's
all
what
that shit.
I was going to
Yeah,
point
but-
out. You're like, are you talking shit about Easter already? That's a few
and
months
He's
away,
the only
man.
fucking Catholic here.
Yeah, but we wouldn't be celebrating his birth unless there was some importance to him. And, like, it seems weird that, you know, oh, yeah, Jesus, he got nailed to a cross. Good for him.
Oh, you
Like,
are
he coulda-
really going hard on
Yeah,
this.
you're really going hard on the religious aspect of it, which is the one
Isn't that
part-
what Christmas is about?
No, it's about rampant consumerism.
Yeah, that's what it's become.
Oh, I've never seen
Also,
that.
the original holiday is a pagan holiday
Yes.
because Christmas, by I guess pure coincidence, happens to be the solstice, which is an ancient holiday that almost everybody celebrated.
And why do they celebrate that?
Oh, obviously, because that's the day that Christ was nailed to a cross when he was a baby.
Like, I get the guy's blood he's got like an alcohol level that I can't beat.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's why they
You're
nailed him to a
really
cross.
driving home this idea that his
He can't
blood is
drop it.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, why should we worship this guy who, like, made a stupid mistake?
Yeah.
What
That's
the
not
fuck
what
is
yeah,
happening,
That's
guys?
not what Christmas is.
Yeah, this
about.
is ridiculous, Moses.
Well, that's what Christmas is to me.
The soapbox that you have chosen to stand on is quite possibly one of the dumbest soapboxes you have chosen to stand on in the entire running of this podcast.
bad even for you. And you know goddamn well that Easter is about him coming back, and that was what, like 3 days
Well, that's a
later?
different
so
thing.
how
He
the
come-
fuck are Christmas and Easter 3 days apart?
Because the calendars were shorter then.
Oh, my God.
Justin, get us out of this predicament. Do you think Christmas is overrated?
No, I absolutely do. I have never been a big Christmas person. I have a lot of people around me that are. I have never been able to take my brain and put it in that gear for all the joy and, you know, all the whatever, the decorations and the lights and blah, 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 blah. For first, like, almost 15 years of my career, I purposely worked on Christmas Day. The only person in the area to work on Christmas Day, I volunteered for it.
People need to see you.
No, they don't.
I need to
But
see you.
no, it's such a wild holiday thing because it's like, well, first of all, you get all the weird, like, you want to do the religious shit or the pagan shit or whatever, and it's all mixed together. And then we have to spend so much money on buying gifts for everybody. Like, logically, well, I know I'm not going to find any logic in it, but it's like, why? What is this? What is this? I have no idea. And it, like, just aggravates me. And I'm not trying not to be a Grinch. This is me trying to be good about it, guys.
Mr.
I'm
Man.
trying.
You're doing it.
Mr. Mandingo.
Unfortunately, I'm going to side with you guys. So there's no dissenting voice here. I do feel that it is overrated in that I think that it is like, I mean, the part of it, to play devil's advocate, the
Sure.
part of it that's not overrated is that, and I'm going to there's like a contradiction in here. Because we all overrate it as a society, it makes one thing about the holiday very unique, that it does bring people together because it's fucking universal.
Oh,
So
no,
people-
I'll absolutely give it that. Yeah.
People are able to share in it regardless. Because, I mean, everybody does it. You got your finger up there, Moses?
Yeah,
What's happening?
terrorism brings everyone together, too.
Oh, Jesus Christ. 9/11 reference already in a Christmas episode.
No,
I'm
leading
just
up to that.
saying, like,
Just
everybody was
drops
on
it, yeah.
fucking board with USA at that point.
You guys want to just switch us over to talking about the Holocaust for a minute?
I mean, that's the path we're going down.
Did we not do that episode already?
I think that it is. I think that it's overrated in the pressure that people feel, the group anxiety that exists, and it's because it's a gift giving holiday, and it's the biggest gift giving holiday. So people feel pressure from that, and you also like what I notice is like because of the good quality of that we all care is also the downside. It's that contradiction. It's that you have to like go and see your family. Some people have families all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to see their family, you know. But you
it's
kind of got to do it. This is the one day out of the
It's
year.
the duplicitous edge that we walk.
Yeah. So it results in this like kind of, it's like what is that, like a double-edged sword kind of scenario, you know? So I do think that it is, in that regard, I wish that it was less highly regarded because I think life would be easier. But I get it that some holiday has to fill that role.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I could pop in real quick.
Sure.
Well, I do like seeing people. There, I said
What?
it.
I've never,
no, but
I've
like-
never seen this about you.
That's the joke.
But no, like there are aspects of it that are good, but like it could be any holiday that does that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily this this Christmas thing.
Yeah.
He's right. Nobody gives a shit about Arbor Day.
We're really gonna come together as a society for Arbor Day.
I don't
Did
know.
you just write down a list of like the most obscure shit to try to hit us with tonight?
I didn't write
And
it
then
down.
he pounded 2 gins and a pint of whiskey.
I
and
didn't
he
write
just
it
rolled
down,
up
I just
to
have it in my
upset
head.
Dan.
But like, yeah, okay. Like my family is very small and very close, so I see them all the time. So it's like it's not like I see extended family for Christmas. So I don't really have that. I see my parents, my siblings all the time. But we actually have like an agreement for like that's gotten us out of that like that consumerism concept is like, you know, hugging a handshake type thing at Christmas because it's like you're trying to like do this weird equivalency game.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like the way I kind of am now, it's like any time in the year, any day, like if I see something that inspires me that I think you would like, I'll just buy that then and gift it to you then. Instead of this thing, it's like, oh, here we are, gotta find something that's, you know, subconsciously we're gonna have an equivalency game of like who's buying what for who and stuff like that, you know?
That is what Christmas is all about, is the balances of stature.
How so?
It's like who could give the best gifts or who gives the best gifts and who gives gifts that are worth more than the other person giving another gift.
Well, maybe for you people, but I don't give a fuck.
Oh, I'm sorry that I'm rich.
You've managed to make this into a competition. I win Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas is a competition of who's doing better. And that's why they have those newsletters that you get from your family that you never talk to.
You know,
and they mail them out. And they're like, oh, we're doing great.
I've
I was
heard
like,
about-
who gives a shit?
I've heard about those. I've never actually seen it done, like, it's actually executed in real life. I've heard it's like, it seems like a TV thing.
Please,
No.
this is a real
Oh,
thing.
I've gotten them. Yeah, I've gotten them. They're not even front. Like
I don't know what we're talking about.
You're
I'm gonna be
right.
honest.
These
Christmas newsletters.
These are Christmas newsletters that you would get from disassociated family at best, but they just mail them out to all family just so everybody knows what they're doing, regardless if it's true or not. It'll be a newsletter, be like, oh, like me and so-and-so got married and we had a kid and the kid is living the best fucking 1-year-old life or less than that. And it's just a whole bunch of like, it's like Facebook without you choosing to look at it.
I honestly, I'm not proud of the statement that I'm about to put forth, but I didn't know this is a fucking thing that people did.
This has been a
And
thing for ages.
Yeah,
This is
if I ever got one of these, I feel like I would actually like if I was a part of this like subculture, I guess, that exists, I would just send one out of me, like dunking my balls in peanut butter with no explanation, and to feel like everything's looking sweet.
Well, no, Facebook has kind of taken over that because everybody watches what everybody else does already. And it's really whatever you post, but that's what one of these things are, is you just put your best foot out.
Yeah, I mean, that's
and,
social media. Yeah.
Like, none of it really none of it has to be true.
Yeah.
It's just, this is the only interaction you're having with these extended family members. So you're like, oh no, I had like 15 kids and they're all Harvard graduates. I get that they're 1 year old, if that, but like they're all graduates.
That's
and
a
it's
fun
just like
angle,
some
though.
kind of
That's a fun angle too. If you just said that it's like it could just be bullshit and made up.
Most of it is.
You could just send one out that just says, "I'm a pilot now," and it's just
no,
you with
yeah,
like a pilot's
yeah.
hat on, and it's just for no. I mean, like you could be having fun with this. I don't know how you're missing out on it.
Well,
You're
because
wasting all
none
these
of the
good
people
jokes
that
here.
are sending me bullshit like that, like, because I hate getting the mail because it's typically bills, and then I see
I
that
thought he was
shit.
going to say because he hates walking to the mailbox.
That's a fair point, and we'll get to that. But like, that's like getting the mail. It's like, oh, and like, especially this time of year, it's like, oh, I'm just looking for these packages that I ordered or looking to receive, and then it's just like this nonsense where it's like, oh, the fucking third cousin that you just found out about through this piece of mail is like, oh, I'm living the life, like I'm fucking baller, and maybe none of it's true, maybe all of it's true. I wouldn't know because I don't care.
I didn't notice that my third cousin, twice removed, was the starting quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I didn't know I had a cousin. Like, this is all news to me, and it's a lot to take in through a
You just
newsletter.
respond to it by just being like, "It can't be that great because I didn't know you existed."
Well, you don't have to respond to these things, which makes it even more aggravating because it's just a piece of mail that is just like, here's what I'm doing. And
You don't
there's-
have to respond, but you can.
You can, but like, why would I do any of that? I just went out to the mailbox to go retrieve this piece of trash. Why am I gonna respond to it?
I'm still blown away. I'm sorry, like my jaw is still agape learning their families send out newsletters.
I always thought that was a TV trope.
It's not. It's
I didn't know
not.
that was a thing.
Unless it was a trope and then it became reality. It might be art imitating life or the reverse, but it's a thing because I've seen them and they're aggravating because I'm going to the mail looking, honestly, for bills in this kind of, in this climate. Like, it's December-ish, and I'm like, I would love
Global
to see
warming
bills. I would love to see bills. I don't want to see fucking mail from family members at all, unless there's money in those, and there never is. Even though they're doing so well, being like the fucking president of the fucking football team or whatever the fuck
The
you're
president
saying.
of the football
I don't know
team.
sports.
Yeah.
This is wild.
The diamonds are sewn into the envelope itself. I hope you haven't been throwing them out.
Well, they're not made with black skin.
There's
so I
money in
wouldn't
the
know.
goddamn banana stand, Moses.
There's always money in the banana stand.
I have a fun banana story, but
That's
I
okay.
digress.
That
I digress.
Strange words,
that
but
doesn't
okay.
tie in at all.
No,
with
it
what we're
doesn't.
talking about.
So I digress.
Wow.
What I was gonna do is try to bring us back
Please,
onto
please.
yes, to make this universal. I also believe that it's overrated because I know this has been a reoccurring joke in some of the past episodes that we've talked about the holiday.
Sure, yeah.
But like on July 5th is when all of the Christmas shit starts going up in Lowe's and like Home Depot and Walmart.
Oh,
and all
it's
those
no
places.
joke.
It's not an exaggeration
No.
either. I've seen
Oh
it.
yeah.
I've seen it, and I think it's earlier every consecutive year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
how long does it take us to celebrate one goddamn day?
Pretty soon, December 26th is going to have
Right?
Christmas things up for the next year.
Bye bye Kwanzaa.
Well, nobody paid attention to that. No, the blacks didn't even pay attention to that. Nobody cares about that.
But what
It's like a Hanukkah.
what I will say, kind of like to defend Christmas to a degree, if you have kids, that's what makes it special. Because that's when, like, because you're all wide-eyed and like happy. You don't know how shitty the world is, right? And
Yeah.
that's like, I've said it before in a previous episode. It's your fucking Super Bowl. It's just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
we got all this stuff. You still believe in Santa. It's fucking great. And then when you're like a parent, or in my case, an older brother, and you're seeing your younger siblings open their presents, and you're like, oh my God, this is so nice. This is like great.
It does elicit a good feeling in you when you see your youngers or somebody else
Especially with
opening
the
a
kids.
gift.
Yeah.
Especially with the kid. Like, it's endearing and it's I
But
hate,
they haven't been corrupted by any of it yet.
I hate saying this, but it is a ray of hope.
Yeah.
I agree with that general sentiment. I think that basically the way that in my mind, the way that I think of Christmas, it's New Year's for families.
Yeah.
And vice versa is true as well. Because I love New Year's because it's just you with your friends getting absolutely
Pretty
trashed.
much,
There's
yeah.
no kids around.
Yeah.
They're all in bed. And if you have friends that have kids that can't be in bed, then they're not at the party. And that sucks for them.
Yeah.
From the mouths of Jews.
For us, we're like, don't have kids. We got, like, yeah, I know your situation.
Yeah.
But like, for the most part, don't have kids. You got your girl. You're, doing your thing. What's the big deal about Christmas other than like, oh yeah, this is the year that we're drinking with a tree inside the house.
Right.
I used to like it back in the day when my sisters were little, and also back when I was little. But when you're a kid, you like fucking Christmas.
Sure.
Every year. But like when they got older, I was like, the magic is gone. It's like,
Do you not feel that, like, when you give your sisters gifts, and I'm sure you give them gifts that are
Like, you mean now?
appropriate.
When they're, like, 25?
Well, now that they're older.
No,
but like just seeing them,
They get whole sacks of coal now. It's not single briquettes.
they could be diamonds. They just have to put the work in.
the magic of Christmas when it comes to like an age, I would say, is when you realize it's like, they probably have done adult conduct things.
Right,
It's kind of like, yeah, this is over. This isn't going to work. Like,
in
if you're giving your 40-year-old son and be like expecting him to be like, oh my God, Dad.
I'm a little more keen on it now that I have like young nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
And like that's cool to see them so stoked and happy and excited and shit. But like that's like a brief period of time on a whole day holiday thing. So it's like eating with your family's cool, I guess, if you make something good.
Yeah, but we already had Thanksgiving.
It's
we've
nice
already
to
done
eat
that.
food, and when I'm done eating, I can also leave you.
Well, it's not even a question. Like, my statement is giving gifts during Christmas time is like chasing the dragon.
Like opium?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're looking for, like, because you've given gifts to them when they were younger. And this is like, as a, as a parent, you've given your kids gifts. Like when they were young, they're all fucking, hopped up on goofballs when they receive things. And now you're trying to relive that moment where they are so excited about receiving something, even though throughout the year they're receiving other things in, like, for, I guess, perennial fucking moments of like their birthday or fucking Arbor Day. But I'm sorry,
You're really stuck on the Arbor Day.
we celebrated Arbor Day a little bit harder than you guys.
Yeah.
But
You shouldn't be celebrating it at all.
why? Trees are awesome. I love getting high.
Yeah, I'm so torn because I love trees, but at the same time, he's an asshole.
But I think that's what Christmas is trying to chase that high of that innocence, that appreciation, that like even like when you were a kid, you loved getting gifts as a kid. And like they were just like these ridiculous, like, oh, I got a fucking an Eternia set or
I'll
a
attach
He-Man
a rider
toy
to
or
your
something
point,
like that.
because a couple years ago when I was at Christmas at my brother's, I actually got my sister a present, and she got really emotional about it, which I kind of let in with it, because she's like, oh, can you get me this? And then like I was like, going online to buy it, and I was just like, oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart, they're all out. It's like, oh, did you check this? And I'm like, it's saying that there's 4 left, but it's not letting me buy it. And then so it just kept going with the lie until she got it. And then like she started like getting emotional. And I look over to my, like, instead of it, like when if
You knew what you were doing.
If she were a child, I would have been like, oh, that's so sweet. I did well.
Right.
When that happened, I looked over to my other sister and I'm like,
The fuck?
What is this about?
Yeah, but why would you go through that ruse? If not looking for that response.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
about surprising
it's-
somebody with a gift is
yeah,
entirely about
people-
deception.
Yeah.
Be honest about
I mean,
it.
well, that's that's why I got a big problem with Jesus.
Oh,
God, let's not keep going.
Oh, it's his goddamn birthday. I'm sorry
Back
that we're celebrating that he's bad at being drunk. I'm bad. My bad. No, I'm sorry.
That's not at all. It's about.
Don't engage. Don't engage.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, Dan, you got this one.
But yeah, I would still say that it's overrated because of the commercialization of it. Because it's not even at this point, it's Thanksgiving. Like a couple weeks before Thanksgiving, you just get like
You're
Mariah
right, yeah.
Carey's right in the doghouse. She's just
Oh,
warming
fuck
up.
that cunt. She's kind of
I agree with him, though. I hate
She's
Mariah
higher
Carey.
on the list than Ben Affleck.
He's out of line, but he's right.
I was about to say, I'm like, what is that statement? That's exactly what it
Fuck
is.
Mariah Carey. And no, that's another podcast. Never mind.
and we have to listen to that
Yeah.
freaking stop.
Well, that's the most offensive thing about this holiday season is that they shove these crappy fucking songs down your throat incessantly.
Whoa.
And it's like, just like, why can't I just get some actual music? Like, I just want to hear Taylor Swift.
Well,
and
that's weird.
all I'm getting is Mariah Carey.
I'll say this, like, on the note of just like Christmas in general, I actually very much so enjoy Christmas music. I don't enjoy Mariah Carey doing it, but like Frank Sinatra doing fucking Christmas music is fucking phenomenal.
No, yeah, Bing
enjoy that
Crosby,
shit.
David
Why the
Bowie,
fuck
they're all
not?
great.
Yeah.
But like, you don't listen to those songs any other goddamn time of the year.
No, because they're goddamn Christmas songs. Why the
Well,
fuck
then
would
why are they shoving it down my goddamn throat?
Because it's Christmas. Fuck you.
Like, fuck you.
Being at home with your family and listening to Christmas
that's
music,
terrible.
fine.
Whatever.
Being stuck in a Trader Joe's and they're like, I want
that's
for Christmas
different.
is you.
That's
I'm like, no,
different.
I don't want
No,
to
I'm
listen to that.
stuck in traffic and I'm changing the goddamn channels, and it's all the same goddamn thing.
Do you not have Spotify? You can't choose the music
You should have Spotify so you can listen to this goddamn podcast.
I listen to it in my
2023,
memories.
Nobody's forcing you to listen to anything.
Most of my car rides are in silence.
Guys, we're in Jersey. I work with a lot of Italians. I gotta hear Dominic the Donkey one
right,
more
they love that
fucking time.
That's one of my favorite
real.
ones.
It would be.
It would be.
It is so dumb and so like, I don't even understand what it has to do with Christmas. What the fuck does I don't know. I'm
You're the fucking icon.
I don't know.
Me.
It's Dominic
No,
the
yeah.
Italian Christmas donkey.
Hey, it's something to confound a fucking American.
Yeah. I mean, it does that then.
This is an interesting diversion, though, because you've said that you enjoy Christmas music. Justin,
Yeah.
Do you like Christmas music?
No, I don't love it.
You don't like it?
No, I don't love it. It's not really for me. Like, there's definitely a scale that I will, if you're going to talk about like the Mariah Carey, like whistle note bullshit, yeah, I absolutely don't want to hear that. I could probably get down once or twice with like Sinatra singing something.
Yeah.
But I work in an office in the morning that like, that's all they play.
It gets,
and then after like a month, because it really is a month, because it's like everybody, like, Thanksgiving happened, here we go, now it's just Christmas music.
You're talking
nonstop.
about anywhere between 4 and 6 weeks, depending on, like, how it falls, you know? And I could see that. Like, for myself, it's like, it's kind of spaced out, because it's like, I went to the bar the other day, and the young lady who was bartending, she was playing Christmas music, and she genuinely enjoys it, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. I enjoy it. But I won't hear it again for another fucking week, because I don't go to places where I basically just don't go to places.
I have a hard time, and this is not even just Christmas related, but like things in repetition really grind on me.
Agreed. Yeah, you get tired of them.
It's very much a big thing with Christmas because you go into any store. If you listen to the radio, God bless you, but like you're just getting assaulted with it, and it's
inundated
like typically
with
like 20 songs. That are just getting
it's on repeat.
Recycled over and over and over.
And they don't play the good shit either. It's like there are like people covered, like, so yes, there's only so many Christmas songs that are in existence.
Yeah.
But like when Sinatra does them, me personally, I think that those are great covers, you know? But if you just play like fucking, if it's always Bing Crosby, then it's fucking boring as shit.
They're
And
all
likewise,
boring as shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Sinatra.
What I'll chime
It's the
in with
Italian in me.
What I'll chime in with this too, while I agree with you in the Frank Sinatra idea as well, I actually like it, and I'm sorry to sound like a gym bro on this, but when they do like the heavy metal covers of this stuff, I'm like, I actually kind of like this.
You get some Mannheim Steamroller.
But like, also at the same time, like they've become something of a trope themselves. But the Trans-Siberia Orchestra, they have like a few of the songs that are like, it's like prog rock.
No,
but it's prog rock, and I'm like, listen, I like Rush. Of course, I'm gonna like this. Now, when he starts singing, that's a different thing entirely.
Then it becomes Dream Theater.
You've also got like Nightmare Before Christmas, one of those popular
That was
movies
a
of all
great
time.
movie.
And
And
many people have covered those songs. Those are Christmas songs. You know,
Those
you
are.
can play those
More-
as well.
more or less
you know?
they are.
Yeah. I mean, like, so there's a lot of variety out there. But I agree that it does get done to fucking death. And if you're in a place where basically the places that I visit and can enjoy it, but if you work there, I'm there for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But if you work in that spot, I could see how it's miserable.
And I'm not trying to oversell. Like, I am only in the office, like 2 hours a day before I'm on the road. But it's still 2 hours a day of like the same 10 songs being repeated.
Yeah.
And it's just eating away at what few brain cells I got left burning upstairs.
Welcome to FM radio.
And that's like, and that's federal government shit. So they're not getting too creative with the mix. You're not even getting the metal version of it.
All of this talk reminds me of a story years ago. Me and
This better not be your banana story.
no, it has nothing to do with banana. I don't think. It might get into that, but. Me and a buddy's wife, we were going on Christmas shopping because she was buying things for him, so he couldn't come.
Okay.
And we were in line. It was a Sears, I want to say, or JC.
Wow, this is old.
Yeah, this is an old story. And on the radio, like on their Muzak player, they were playing, I believe it's the Cranberry Zombie.
Okay.
Wow.
And I only remember this because it was Christmas time, and I was drunk as fuck when I was like, the only reason I'm going with you is because I'm drunk, and I gotta buy things. And she's like, whatever. And she was in line, and I was just like waiting there for her to check out, and there was a long line, and Zombie came on, so I just started singing Zombie.
Oh yeah,
Terribly.
Can you? Yeah, I was gonna say because
Can I? Oh, I could.
Can you do it?
Oh.
Because like that zombie.
Zombie!
Yeah, it's all. Wow.
God,
it was-
everybody,
it was-
I am so sorry.
It was like apes raping each other.
Dan is holding his earphones right now.
Edit that out.
God, that was an assault.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was terrible, but it brought joy to me because it wasn't a Christmas song, and everybody was just like so happy. But I got to bring misery to some, even if it was only those in that line. Because I know the attendant, whatever you call those people, that bring the people up. They're attendants, aren't they?
The cashier?
Cashiers. She was
the fuck do you?
Attendant.
yeah, she's the goods attendant.
The goods
Oh, okay.
attendant.
But she was already miserable. But I brought a little bit of joy to to her, not to the rest of those people in line. You know who got in first line? Was the girl I was with, and she got to pay for her bullshit, and we got out of there a lot quicker.
Well, Moses, your story reminds me of something. Do you guys have any particular traditions for Christmas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Is it just bringing chaos and misery to all
Yes.
those
And
around
here
you?
comes the banana story.
No, we're going to hold off on that for a moment.
All right, we'll start off
That's
with
a
Justin.
New Year's story, actually.
Stop talking. It's my turn. I mean, basically, not real. We do have one weird one with, I think it's like a German thing. It's a pickle ornament.
I have seen this, yes.
Yeah,
I'm
so,
about it, too.
So basically, it's an ornament. Looks like a pickle. And it's hidden traditionally in the Christmas tree. And whoever finds it gets like a special gift. So myself and my siblings are fairly competitive. So over the years, it really escalated to the point where, all right, so it was hidden in the tree. Next year, it's hidden somewhere in the room. Next year, it's somewhere in the house.
Buried in Nebraska.
Yeah. And like,
That final year, it's buried inside you.
yeah. And like, this is like,
Woke up in a bed filled with ice.
Yeah, it becomes Saw.
so, and like the pickle ornament started the size like like a full like dill pickle, and then like now it's like a gherkin, and then in its final form it's like a little inch long pickle that is like absolutely like hard to find if you were holding it.
Oh.
And so yeah, that's one of our odd traditions that
They're
we've
not
always
real
done.
pickle, or...
No, it's a glass,
just-
like
okay.
a blown glass
Oh,
ornament thing.
All right.
I didn't know either, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
No, I knew of this. I've heard of it, at least. And
And familiar.
It's a neat... It's a neat...
We're mutts. This isn't something from like the old country or anything like that.
I
You know,
think it is. At least the
Not
German
for
part
us.
of you.
Yeah.
my mom probably read it in a magazine or something.
I
at
think
one
from
time.
the old German part of you, like regardless of what else you are.
I'm everything.
I think that is that's part of it.
You take all of Europe, throw it in a blender. That's what I am.
I thought that was just Italy.
Yeah, we move around. What about it?
Yeah.
Well, we got an island for blacks. It don't matter. None of this matters.
All right, Carl. Mr. Mandingo, what are your traditions around the Christmas time?
So I'll keep it as succinct as possible, but mine is a little bit unusual on account of my mother being the one who would typically orchestrate our holiday festivities. My father was like a Roman Catholic, being a Spanish man from Colombia, but didn't like care too much about like how we went about it. So my mother orchestrated this, and she's 100% Jewish. So she grew up, she spent like the first 25 years of her life in a Jewish building. That was like a thing. It was segregated. Born in 1947, so she was like in a building with only Jews. The neighboring building was Italians, but she only got to like hang out with them sometimes and observe them.
We're talking Brooklyn.
We're talking Bronx.
Bronx.
New York, where she's from. And so in the lead up to this podcast, I actually checked in with my sister to just kind of see if I was leaving
Fact
anything
check.
out. So like at my mother's home where we do celebrate the holiday, the familial home, my mother has a version of Christmas, which I think has many similarities to everybody else's, but it's actually quite, compared to other people's homes, it's much more. Part of it is that, and my sister actually put this into better words than I was able to, so I'm basically quoting her for this one. My mother not being able to celebrate Christmas herself, and Jewish holidays being so fucking somber as they are, where you're basically just like talking about shitty things that happened 1,000 years ago.
Hanukkah isn't their best holiday.
Right, yeah. My mother's got like an idea of Christmas that she saw in movies and television shows that existed at the time period. So you're talking about 1940s, 1950s, 1960s. So she's like built this up into a thing that we now orchestrate. And I didn't know that it was weird until much, much later. So like we have like stupid little things that are just like straight up like, I don't know where the fuck she got it from. But like in her head, you make a pizza from scratch on New Year's Eve or on Christmas Eve rather.
Oh, okay.
That's just, and that's a thing that we do every year.
That's new.
Right? That's a thing.
I didn't-
Because she didn't know. She had no idea what people did for Christmas.
As an Italian,
Both of her parents
I've
were
never
also
seen that,
Jewish.
but all right.
Yeah. She had no clue what people do. So she just had to like observe things. And I guess she saw like a movie or a television show where that happened once. And she basically was like, that's really awesome. I wish I could do that. And when I have children, we will do that. And we do.
What movie was that?
I have no idea. And then there's like other like stupid shit where it's like she has like, because you watch like Christmas movies and there's so many presents and there's so much wrapping everywhere. So my mother, she will wrap. She get like we're all grown as adults, so like we don't get like super awesome gifts or anything because we don't need anything.
Right. Yeah.
She just gives us stupid shit. But she will wrap every individual item.
Good for her,
Yeah.
because she wants
And
you
so-
to, like, it's about the opening.
No. It's not. That's not why she does it. She does it because when you are done with Christmas Day, there should be wrapping paper everywhere.
Yeah.
So she wraps up an individual chapstick, and you have to unwrap it. You know what it is because of the shape, right? But you have to unwrap it, and then the wrapping paper is on the floor, and this makes the whole thing.
Oh,
see.
see, what she's missing out on is the surprise gift where it's a chapstick, but she wrapped it like it's a bicycle.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Because that's going to use up
Which
so
would be
much
amazing,
more.
yeah.
So much more wrapping paper.
And I will say that the other part to it, and again, this is something I owe all credit to my sister for even like pointing this out, because it's like things that are lost on me. I'm not as intelligent as my other two siblings in many cases, but basically the gist of it is that my mother celebrates this holiday more than fucking Christians do. She loves
she goes
Christmas
hard.
so much more than anybody else does. She's 100% into it, all invested. The whole house is done out. My mother has a fucking Nutcracker army, which is now 200 strong.
I still have yet to buy your mother a new Nutcracker, because I've been doing that for years.
Her
upon
Nutcracker
end now.
army now takes up not only I think it's like a 4x6 dining room table. It takes up the whole thing. We're eating on a folding table this year in the living room because the Nutcrackers take up the whole actual table. This is a real thing. No joke, right? The other end to it, though, and this is something that I really adore, that wasn't I know that it happens, but it needed to be spelled out for me by Amanda, my younger sister, that even still, she loves this holiday and builds up all of these traditions, and in many ways they're just made up. They come from nowhere. The pizza thing is confusing. I get that now. I'm a 38-year-old man. I know that is not a thing that other people do. But what's great about it is that she still, because you never lose the Jew in you, right? And she will still call up Amanda or myself or my brother and be like, my Christmas tree looks absolutely phenomenal. Thank you for setting up the lights. It's just the greatest thing in the world. I love it so much. And I always took that, and this is the way in which I mean that I'm dumb, right? I always just took that as that's great. I'm happy that you're happy. I love you, you know?
Yeah.
And my younger sister, who's she's got that clairvoyance about her.
Yeah.
And she was like, she is happy about the tree. But what she's really doing is she's trying to get me to come and look at the tree.
Yeah.
It's a Jewish guilt thing. It's totally... So that tradition of Judaism for us is built into this holiday as well, with all of these asinine traditions in some regards.
Beautiful.
So that's my experience.
Moses, if you're not too busy.
Oh, no, I mean, I just thought of a great gift for his mother.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Typically, I get her nutcrackers, because that's what she likes, and I like to abide. And
She barely has any.
I was surprised to hear that it's no longer on the piano. That they're just
she's grown beyond that, friend.
Honestly, when I started giving it to her, she grew behind that.
Yeah.
They've mobilized.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
actually a
absolutely.
stronger
Oh,
army
well,
than most
no,
European
I've got
countries.
smarter. Now I'm thinking of Christmas tree Jew. But I digress. One of my favorite things to do during Christmas is around Christmas Eve, somewhere between the 24th, or maybe the 22nd to the 24th, is to wake up early, and I don't like waking up at all. But I like to wake up early during this time and get to the mall or a shopping place, get the best spot, find the best parking spot,
Oh, I know that.
and then just hang out until it fills up, and then you start backing out slowly. Like back when people are looking for spots. This is harder to do now because malls are dying, and this is kind of ruining my tradition. But you back out a little bit, like somebody's waiting, and then you pull back in, and then you get out and be like,
Your Christmas
sorry.
tradition is fucking people over.
Yeah.
I'm amazed he hasn't been shot yet.
It will happen eventually.
No,
It might be one of
I've been
us.
shot twice. You would be surprised how bad somebody's aim is upon rage. Yeah, they can't shoot well.
Moses, not only is your tradition fucking over people, but it's also wasting your time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I've gotten all my Christmas shopping's done. It's been done. I'm not wasting anything.
I'll share a...
I'm just getting high and drunk in my car.
You're fucking absurd.
It's the same thing I'm going to do anywhere else. It's just I'm doing it in the solidity of my own person.
Mandingo, you were 100% accurate in your assessment of him.
Yeah.
It's fucking absurd.
Justin the Mechanic has a Christmas tradition that I have an interest in. I've not partaken.
Okay.
in. He goes to, and he's kind of like, sometimes he can be a bit of a basic bitch, right? But
Yes.
he goes to the Applebee's at the mall on
Oh, yes, he told me
Christmas
about this.
Eve. And what you get when you get there, and while I have not partaken in it, I can understand what he's saying. You get a very unique picture of people that you interact with all the time. You get a very unique picture of them when you go on that particular day. Because it's like the last day. Because the way that
I'm
people
doing the
perceive-
same thing.
It's almost like, it's like, because people are almost like building up for like a war.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody's so angry.
Yeah. And on top of that, you're also, and what's so great about his thinking with this is that these are people who work at a fucking mall. When I was a kid, I spent 10 years working at the goddamn mall.
Yeah.
And so he goes to that one, and it's that you get a very unique perspective on people that includes like the best parts, the camaraderie, the friendship. I'm nice to everybody. I genuinely want you to have a great day tomorrow kind of thing. But you also get all that vitriol that preceded it, that they had to like be at the beck and call of all the worst pieces of shit in the fucking
That's
world.
got to be manic as fuck.
I'm doing
and
the
that's what
same goddamn thing.
You're getting the extreme version of it. Well, you just are the extreme version of it. So.
Yeah, everybody's like, oh yeah, peace, love, and happiness. It's Christmas. We love everyone. Until somebody like pulls out and backs back into a spot that is real close because they're fat asses and they don't want to walk. It's like, asshole, there's an internet. Why are you even at the mall?
Well, I mean, in fairness, Mo, it's just like, I get what you're saying, but like, yes, it goes in both directions, but you're just going around and doing the equivalent, like pouring sugar in people's gas tanks because you're the fucking Grinch.
Yeah.
Also, I'm a diabetic. I have no use for the sugar.
Well, what I was going to do, I was going to chime in real quick with mine, because I was actually trying to think of this, honestly, because one of the traditions we have is we don't stick to any traditions. We used to go out to eat on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
That went away. The one mainstay that I can honestly think of is that my mom gives us our gifts in a certain order. Like, you're not allowed to...
Oh, interesting.
This one first, then this one, then this one, then this one.
Is
And
it
I'm
a
like, Mom, I'm almost 40. Can we please stop playing this game?
Right,
Why
right.
are
Is it
you
in a
giving me multiple
rotation?
things? What's that?
Like, is it like, because you have siblings? So, like, does it go you, then the girls
It
in the
kind of-
minutes that they're born?
You are right in that. It doesn't go in that direction. It kind of is just like, all right, you open one gift, and then you open another gift, but this gift and that gift, like, it's very micromanaged.
Yeah.
But-
I wouldn't think that of your mother.
well,
She's
yeah.
not a control freak at
No,
all.
I know. Why would you ever think of that? Is it because you've known me for so long? The control freakiness has to come from something.
I do understand that because Nancy is like that with the kids.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, open this one first
Yeah.
because this one has to do with this next one that you may find. And it's like, no, they're all from Santa.
But what I will say, actually, once I thought about it long enough, I have an actual Christmas tradition. So from the time the Army-Navy game ends to Christmas, I have that amount of time to watch every Christmas movie or Christmas special or Christmas episode of anything that I actually like. So all of the American Dad Christmas episodes, because those are all spectacular.
Those are pretty great, yeah.
All the Simpsons ones that are good, like all of the Married with Children one, like all of those. Get 'em done.
Planes, Friends.
Well, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's a
God damn it.
Thanksgiving movie.
I watch
sorry.
it for Christmas.
Wow, you're late to the party.
This is what happens when you're Jewish. You know?
No, like vacation, the Christmas
Vacation. And that's actually, we can jump into this now because we can talk about Christmas movies. That is big on my dad's side of the family.
Really?
Yeah. I remember I spent a couple days with my dad, my stepma up in Pennsylvania, and I think I watched that movie twice somehow.
Oh, no kidding.
Like, it was on, like, oh, let's watch this. And then they put it on again, and I'm like, we just watched this movie.
I had the same interaction with the new Top Gun, but that was, I don't even know why I was together with my family.
Oh, here's a quick addendum to a thing. So, like, as you know, I'm trying not to be grinchy. And, like, Christina, she loves Christmas. She loves all this stuff. You know, it's like Thanksgiving's over. I come home from work one day, and the house is Christmasified.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So she has a rule that I have to watch one Christmas movie with her
Planes,
every
Trains,
year.
and Automobiles?
No, that's a Thanksgiving movie. We've already established this.
And, like, I also, like, I haven't seen a lot of Christmas movies because I'm, like, So what's that like famous one? It's like black and white. It's a Wonderful Life or something.
Oh, It's a Wonderful
Oh,
Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a
that's the
I don't
classic.
think it's good.
Miracle on 34th Street is another
I only-
perennial.
I only watched it for the first time last year because
Really?
of our
Well, honestly, I don't think I've ever seen that like in a full sitting.
Justin,
I've
let me put it
seen
out there to
everything
you.
of it, but
I think it's called Violent Noel.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
It's on fucking Prime or some bullshit
It
right now.
sounds like
it's the story.
Thanksgiving.
It's the story of Santa Claus, and he's like fed up and he's done.
oh, this goes back to
He's more or less trying to get out of the trade, and then assassins show up, and then it's just the story of Santa Claus murdering people, and it's great. But it does like the whole thing is obviously very Christmas oriented. I think it's delightful.
yeah. I'll submit that to Christina. We'll see how well that goes.
Just put it
I
on.
would-
Don't submit it. Just put it on. Put
I
it
would
on.
like to.
She likes me. You tell her I said it.
I would like to throw this out into consideration. Santa is a mutant in the Marvel canon.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that gonna make it into the cinematic universe soon? Because they're out of ideas. And they're
Probably.
running out of money.
It probably will. It probably will. Are they out of money? It's Disney. They're never out of money.
Well,
They're not
everyone's
out
got
of
their
money.
limits.
No, Disney don't.
But-
they own the world.
One of the things they do, in fact, though, is they put a Christmas Story on repeat the entire Christmas. Because I remember it was like Christmas morning.
Yeah.
I was at my dad's, and it was just like on repeat, like on TBS.
On
TNT,
TBS,
whatever.
yeah. I think it was
that's what I was about to
TBS,
say. That is one I have definitely seen a million times because of TBS.
Yeah.
I enjoy that movie, and like they shove it down your throat more than they should.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen A Christmas Story.
I know.
Oh, you've watched
I know.
you've watched
I'm
every
gonna call
movie that's
bullshit
ever
on
I'm
that.
not joking. I've never seen it.
You've watched every movie
I get it.
that's
I got
ever
blind spots
existed.
too, baby. I
But, like,
understand.
no, I get it for the three of us.
No.
But this man's watched every movie in the history of movies and
Yeah.
somehow hasn't seen that
Yeah,
movie.
that's
seen
kind of
that one.
bullshit.
I know like a lot of the tropes from it.
Of course.
Because like I've heard them, but I've never watched the movie. I haven't even really watched part of it.
Good for you. Good for you.
Like, I just-
had to watch the dumb Netflix sequel or whatever it was on.
They had a sequel of that. Why would they have a sequel of that?
It's not worth talking about.
I've
Oddly
watched,
enough, I'm done with it.
As you're right, as much as I love film, and like I just never saw it as a kid. I think just because of my upbringing.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then I got to be an adult, and it was like everybody had seen it.
Did you
And
not have Channel 11?
Well, we only had Jewish cable.
Are you really going to change the channel? Is it entertaining enough?
No, that's fine. That's
oh,
fine.
I'm going to get charged for this changing of the channel.
No, we just watched the menorah burn 24/7. We left the TV on at night.
So you have seen it. It's just as boring.
My Christmas movie growing up was like Home Alone. That was.
That's
yeah,
fair.
fair.
That's
But
fair.
it was never a Christmas story. Never saw that.
No, that's a that.
And I'm not going to watch it now. It seems stupid to watch it now. Also, from what I know of it, it seems dumb.
It's not a great movie, but it is an endearing movie.
I want to open this debate
And that's
up
kind
to
of it.
everyone while we're talking about Christmas movies. Die Hard,
We're going to do this?
Christmas movie or not?
Yeah, it is because it takes place during Christmas, and that's the whole reason he went.
I had this debate just the other day. I was over at the bar, and the bartenders were debating with themselves as to this exact question: is it a Christmas movie? One of them said no. One of them said yes. And my point was, and I stand by it, it's a Christmas movie because the storyline to Die Hard you could have done any time of the year.
Yes.
You could make the exact same movie. You chose to do it during Christmas. That makes it a Christmas movie.
The only reason it's a Christmas
it's
movie
intense.
is because he went, John McClane went to go see his daughter and his soon-to-be ex-wife.
Yeah.
And it would like if Christmas wasn't going on, he wouldn't have been there.
Right.
And Nakatomi could have went down or could have been taken over at any point, and he wouldn't have been there to debatably save
It's
it.
a Christmas movie because those who made the film wanted it to be a Christmas movie.
Almost as
And,
if
and
movies were
likewise,
meant.
this is why the greatest Christmas movie of all time is what it is, and that's Invasion USA, starring Chuck Norris. The story of Chuck Norris owning an armadillo and fighting Russians.
Oh, my. That's, hey,
He does
a classic.
have
in Louisiana or Florida or some shit.
Yeah,
It's the
in
greatest Christmas
southern
movie.
USA.
It's the greatest Christmas movie ever made. There's only a few scenes that tell you it's a Christmas movie. And one of them is like, and it's honestly like, because the other ones are kind of like glancing, but the one scene that really spells it out is that you're like watching and it's like the South, so there's no snow. There's none of the normal tropes that tell you you what the fuck you're watching.
There's just like cars parked in front of houses.
They're just doing whatever
There
they're
is a
doing.
scene of
You're
that,
watching a Chuck
yeah.
Norris movie. And then all of a sudden, the fucking Ruskies, the villains in this film, they roll up into a neighborhood that for some reason is in a colder climate than the rest of Florida.
Right.
Or wherever the fuck it's filmed. And they roll up, and for reasons that I can't explain, they're in a limousine, and they pop out of the sunroof or whatever, and the guy points like a fucking RPG, and you're like, oh man, what's happening? And then you look over, and where he's aiming it is a little girl setting up a Christmas tree in her front yard, which is obviously a thing that people don't normally do, because your Christmas tree is in your house.
Well, in the South where they don't get snow, you gotta set up things where, you know.
She's like getting hoisted up by her father, and she's like, and it's just like delightful fucking Christmas scene. And then he just fucking blasts her with an RPG, and there's no reason for it. And I'm like, and I remember like the first, I've seen this movie too many times, and I'm like watching, and I'm like, was it Christmas the whole time? And sure enough, it's a Christmas movie.
I can just hear the audience right now being like, he's seen that movie so many times, but hasn't seen A Christmas
About
Story.
17
And he's only
times.
seen it in December.
It's because it's the best Christmas movie of all time, Dan.
Oh, I beg to differ. I'm going to go Batman Returns. That is the best Christmas movie.
Okay, but we haven't heard Justin and his take on the Die Hard topic.
I'm
before we
really
start-
like my brain is reeling right now with what just happened. Yeah, I can't be too contrarian about it. In full honesty, I don't think about it a whole lot. But like, yeah, I'd say it's fair to call it a Christmas movie by the arguments that Tone Mandingo over there brought up.
I will double down on it.
Okay.
Not only is it a Christmas movie, but so is Die Hard 2.
Oh, you know what? I was just thinking about Die Hard 2.
And also, you should probably watch both at Christmas time. Because Die Hard 2 gets a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But it's actually, like, to me, it's the second best Die Hard movie.
Yeah. I mean, that makes
That's
sense.
another podcast.
Yes,
Yeah, we can talk about that.
We should have a Die Hard.
Was With a Vengeance the third one?
That was the third
Yes,
one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Die Hard got worse when it stopped being about Christmas.
Yes. Hey.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know.
That said, though, I did like 3.
The third one is kind
I
of
did
great.
like 3.
The third
3
one is
had
great.
fucking what's his name?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Sammy
yeah.
Jackson.
And he's the only reason.
Yeah.
The only it has that hackneyed freaking it's the brother of Hans Gruber, like fuck
Right,
you.
right.
Yeah,
Fuck
the
you.
plot doesn't matter. It's a goddamn 80s movie in the 90s. And it's
Yeah.
just like grasping at straws here.
Yeah, but Die Hard 1, I would definitely say is a Christmas movie. Also, both those movies end with Christmas music.
They do.
Die Hard 2 is not, I can't get behind.
Yeah.
You can't get behind that movie
Die Hard 2, nah.
as a
I don't
Christmas
like it.
movie,
As a
or
movie.
as a movie in general.
Kind of both.
Well, if you can't get behind Die Hard 2, then the rest are off the table.
Yeah.
Well, then fine. I'll stick with 1.
I mean, that's one of those series that should have ended at 1. That
That's
shouldn't
fair.
have been a series.
That's fair, but
I'll make the argument to kind of double down on my sentiments about Die Hard, and in my hope that it would shut down the argument that is not a Christmas movie. If you take Home Alone, which everyone believes is a Christmas movie,
fair.
I
Yeah.
feel like that's a fair
I
statement.
mean, it is a Christmas movie.
If you take that film and you just make it in a different time of year, remove all of the Christmas references to it. Now they're just, the family's leaving. They're just doing something different. You know, fucking going to fucking Barbados for a fucking day, whatever the fuck that it is. You could make that exact same movie with no Christmas references, right?
Yeah.
And still have a functional film.
I don't think it's gonna sell as
It
well.
might not be as good.
I don't think
it
it's
might
gonna
not be
sell as well.
That's fine. It might not sell as well. My point is that what makes a Christmas movie is the decision to do that,
Yeah.
to set it in that specific time of year. If you've done that, it's a Christmas movie, hands down. Nobody gets to argue about it just because it's not Christmas enough. Not everything needs to be Nightmare Before Christmas to make it a Christmas.
Fair, but like Home Alone, what like Christopher Columbus made those fucking
Christopher
choices.
Columbus?
The producer, Chris Columbus.
Yeah, it was true. Yeah.
No. I'm lost.
He did that to purposely fuck you.
He did that so I could make this joke right now. We had long discussions about it back when Star Wars was getting made, but that's why he made it that. So it was an like, and most Chris Columbus fucking films are kind of heartfelt, and they're meant to elicit these feelings that you get for reasons of whenever the movie that he makes is.
We're celebrating when Baby Christ was nailed to a cross, right?
Yeah, that drunk bastard who couldn't stop. Who couldn't stop.
We're back on this again.
Yeah, well, yeah, he got nailed once, and fine, I get that happens. But to get both hands, like, come on. Like, you must be wanting it.
That's
at
what
that
happens
point.
when you're a baby, though. You can't defend yourself.
Well, he wasn't a baby. He was like 23.
In December? He was born in December.
I mean, there's been
December
more years.
25th.
Yeah, he
What
was
is
born
happening?
in. He
What's
was
happening right now?
He was born in December, but
Hey,
like he
fascinating.
grew.
Great. Do you guys like eggnog? How do you feel about eggnog?
Eggnog.
You
Fuck yeah, I love eggnog.
Here, hold on, because
Hold on. You hold on. Let me tell you how
Jesus
much
Christ,
I love
Moses, I
eggnog.
will hit you with a baseball bat right now.
You don't have one.
You don't know that.
I'll get
There's
him
a
one.
There's a stick right there. I'll break your fucking head.
It's going to take you at least 5 minutes to get over there.
You had already said that your favorite Christmas movie was Batman Returns.
Yes.
Why?
Just because of the holiday about it.
Just
There's
because of the
well,
holiday
did you
about it?
see those presents that the Penguin was giving out? And they're big and they're grandiose.
Yeah,
And
fucking Donald Trump. Describe what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm talking
It's
about
the biggest
I'm
presents
talking about
he's handing
Oswald
them out.
Cobblepot, you asshole! Why don't you shut your goddamn mouth and listen to what's being told? Hey, he makes all these little toys and things, and it's very Joker-esque, and these are things that the Joker would have done to kind of get everybody on, and he's also running for mayor because it was an election year. So it starts in November.
Okay, that is. Those are reasons, I guess.
Yeah.
You already said what your favorite was. It was Invasion USA.
Yeah, sorry, I jumped the gun.
So
Very
you jumped the
excited.
gun, but we'll have your answer. Justin, you're not a.
No, I don't really have I have to watch one every year, and it's different every year because I have to be learned. But yeah, no, I don't really. I mean, if I had to, I guess like Die Hard. Die Hard's great, but it's like I don't watch a lot of these movies.
Invasion USA, baby. You are missing out. He has a pet armadillo.
I have not missed out. You've made me watch it at least 4
He
times.
has a pet armadillo, you son of a bitch.
Oh, I totally forgot about the Star Wars special.
No one
forgets.
No,
about that.
I forgot about it. I'd like to talk about it.
You would like to talk about it.
Yes,
what would you like to say about
Oh, well, it's the first appearance of Boba Fett. And this is where we learn that Han Solo is banging Chewie's wife.
The second part of that is true. That's not the first appearance of fucking Boba Fett.
It is.
How so? Really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He was only in the third installment in live action, but
He was an Empire.
no one.
it? No, I won't.
Yeah.
No, I won't.
All right, well, you sound much more confident than me, so I'm going to back down.
He wasn't. Sorry, Shane.
Yeah. Here we are.
He's really just beat us down on that.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he's working a hammer today.
And his sickle.
I would say I would probably still go with Die Hard.
Yeah.
It's of all the Christmas movies, because I'm not really big into most of them. I just scroll through the variety list and I'm like, oh God, I don't watch any of these. Yeah, I would still go with Die Hard. It's probably the one movie because I mostly try to fill it up with Married with Children and American Dad episodes.
Sure.
So I'm just rolling with maybe Die Hard if I'm drunk enough and I got the time.
And and I say that and just fully understand. I come from a very shallow depth of Christmas movies as examples.
No,
So-
I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the inverse because
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
watched every movie excever except for
Except that one movie. That
Christmas
one
movie
fucking movie.
that
And I'll never
everyone
watch
has
it.
seen. And you haven't seen that.
Yeah.
I'll also put it out there just real quick. I don't think it is the best movie ever made, but Jack Frost, I believe is the name.
Oh, it's
story of a
Michael
killer's-
Keaton?
What?
With Michael Keaton?
Is he in that?
Yeah, he was Jack Frost. He was the fucking killer snowman.
I think they were both movies called Jack Frost.
Am I?
Because you're both right.
Fair enough. Yeah,
I haven't seen either one, but I know that they
Oh,
exist.
no.
Yeah.
He wasn't
Okay.
the killer one. He was Jack Frost. Yeah.
Yeah, I
There were
can't
two
imagine
Jack
him
Frosts.
playing a CGI.
Really? Really? You can't imagine
I'm
Michael
just
Keaton
saying.
doing that.
I'm just.
There is a movie in which I believe it is Michael Keaton dies or something and becomes.
I think it's Jake or Gary Busey that is the killer one, not the
right. No, you're right.
Jack Frost is a 1998 American Christmas fantasy comedy film directed by Troy Miller.
Oh, he's great.
And I'm still looking up this other one.
There is a horror one. I
There's
don't know
a
if
horror
it's called
one,
Jack
yeah.
Frost, but
I thought
Did
it
it
was
come out
something to that.
before? Because
I think it came out before the
I'm
horror
on
one.
IMDb. Jack Frost. It stars Scott McDonald.
Oh, yeah.
It's 1997.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Moses. You've been so helpful on the podcast.
He's been in things that we've seen.
After an accident that left murderer Jack Frost dead in a genetic material,
This is the one.
the vengeful killer returns as a murderous snowman to exact his revenge on the man who sent him to be executed.
Yeah,
right.
it's child's play.
And there's a
just
lot
with
of
snow.
bodies along the way, let me tell you.
Oh, it was a terrible Christmas
goodness
that year, I'll
gracious.
tell you.
It's a good movie.
Goodness
It's a good movie, yeah. People get killed with icicles. It makes sense.
That does make sense.
It does, yeah. Icicles are very sharp.
All right, so before I had to interrupt you, Justin, because everything
All
was getting,
good.
everything was getting way off the rails.
Yeah.
Eggnog.
Yeah.
Moses had thoughts. He was yelling at me because I was interrupting.
I love eggnog, and I'll tell you because it's got that milky viscousness.
It's very viscous.
Viscosity is the word that you're looking for.
No, maybe it is, but I've been drinking eggnog with rum.
You haven't been drinking any eggnog. I've watched what you drank. You had 2 gins. You polished off a fucking
Well,
pint of
one,
whiskey,
you weren't
and
there
now
when I
you're
was drinking
a-
the gin.
What the fuck is that? Is that an old English?
Of course, it's an old
Yeah, it's
English.
an old English. He's been drinking a 42,
Yeah, 42 ounces.
ouncer.
Yeah, they upped him.
Yeah.
They upped him because
They upped him.
Yeah, well, I demanded it.
Okay.
Wow.
You don't know what I was doing at work.
Back to eggnog.
If you have been drinking eggnog, this is going to be a disaster to edit because nothing dehydrates you more than drinking that shit.
Well, usually I'm used to getting water bottles, but
Oh, okay. Moving along.
I used to drink eggnog a lot, like back in the day when I had that,
I remember.
older apartment.
Yeah.
I had to stop though because I remember I woke up one morning and I've been drinking eggnog like for the whole Christmas party.
God bless you.
And I woke up and like everything from my throat on up was like swollen completely. I was like, oh God, what has become of me?
So, like, my understanding of, like, eggnog was from when I was a child, and it came in, like, a paper carton, like the milk boxes you would get at school, essentially.
Yeah.
yes.
And I think I enjoyed it back then, but, I don't even drink milk anymore, because I don't like that, like, cloying kind of, like, hangs around for a while in your mouth
Yeah.
type
Lingers.
situation. Yeah.
No, I don't understand eggnog. I enjoy it.
I don't
But I don't understand why it's even a thing.
How can I reach this eggnog?
I don't get why it's a thing because, like, when you think about it, it's fucking gross.
The only reason I said that is just to illustrate the fact that I've never had, like, authentic eggnog.
Yeah.
I've had the weird, thick shit from a paper carton.
Well, that's where I get it. I don't know if I've ever had actual eggnog.
The best
But-
store-bought one, in my opinion, is like the SoCo version, and obviously the
It's
proper
not,
alcohol is
like,
fresh. But
It's that one is pretty good, but there's another one. I can't remember what the name of the company is, and it might just be regional. Like it might be like a Hills Farm.
I
Kind of
can
thing.
still. Yeah, that's yeah.
Like it might
I'm not
just
sure
be a
if that's the name
regional
of it,
thing, but like no, it's not the one that I enjoy.
how many can you have? Is the thing because like I'm not.
It depends on how fucking joyful and Yuletide-y you are.
What do you
Not at
prefer your eggnog to be paired with? In
Bourbon.
Bourbon?
Bourbon. That's it.
I
That's
would
the
go
only
with
thing.
bourbon if I had to.
Maybe,
The booze that you
maybe
put in there
dark
is
rum.
dark liquor,
Maybe
yeah.
dark rum, and that's it.
You can do dark rum.
I
spiced
agree.
rum.
I agree with bourbon, but I was also because this was around that time. I was putting brandy in it too.
Oh, yeah, brandy could probably
yeah.
work.
See, that,
Brandy-
that seems extra sweet though.
Yeah, I actually agree with Moses on that. I think that the brandy is so sweet by itself,
Yeah.
depending on the type of nog. that
And
you
then
get.
and the eggnog is already inherently sweet.
All right, so you guys can all jump in your goddamn time machine so you can tell me this about like 15 years ago when I was doing
Well,
this
that was
shit.
an episode that's long since.
Hold on,
passed.
Dan. Here I go.
Here I go time traveling again.
All right, before we go, ladies and gentlemen, we got a treat for you. This wasn't planned, not on the rundown, but we're calling an audible. Mr. Moses, he's going to take you on a little bit of a history lesson. Moses, what?
Just give him a second to put his grandma glasses
Yeah,
on.
he's got to put on.
Wow.
Are those grandma glasses?
Those are
or
so
emo
fucking
glasses?
stupid
Yeah.
looking. It's
That was-
absurd.
That wasn't my grandma.
like
That
he
was a
fucking like
grocery
mugged an
bag.
old lady, like right before he got here.
Yeah, and
All right, so, ladies and
tell your
gentlemen,
sister I said hi.
this is History with Moses.
All right.
Christmas edition.
Thousands of years ago, before the dawn of man as we knew him, there was the Loud and Drunk podcast, run by ape-like creatures making crude and pointless conversation out of dino bones and their own waste, hurling them at chimp-like listeners with crinkled hands regardless of how they behaved the previous year. These so-called conversations were buried as heresy and defecated upon and hurled at listeners that year. For many were killed. It wasn't a holly jolly Christmas that year.
Wow.
I am not finished. You should have gotten a snack. A warlike race of elves from the red planet landed on the ice-encased Earth, and they were immediately enslaved by the unevolved host to make their confused ramblings using galactic elfin technology. Ideas were made into recognizable shapes and given names like opinions. But these ideas were also thrown at predators and defecated upon because they were so stupid. Christmas still sucked in a big way. And that is the true story of Christmas.
Wow.
I think. At least, that is how it was told to me in the future.
Is that
Thousands of years ago.
That's a lot to take in.
What just happened?
So if you
Elfin defecation is what I gathered.
No, the elves were enslaved. It was the ideas that were defecated.
thousands of years ago in the future.
Thank
Who
you.
defecated
Somebody
on
gets it.
I mean, is that what we celebrate?
I mean, it's in the Bible.
I'm not Christian, so I'm literally asking.
It's in the Quran. What? I don't. Wait.
Well, I'm not Muslim.
Are you?
Okay.
Are you black? You sound black.
Yeah.
What are you?
I skate by.
All right.
Well, if you want to know the answer to that question and more, be sure to subscribe to this podcast. Leave us a 5-star review. Check us out on YouTube and Rumble. Make sure that you like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell. Follow us on social media. We are at Loud and Drunk on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. If you enjoyed this podcast, then become a Loud and Drunk supporter at loudanddrunk.locals.com and patreon.com/loudanddrunk. Well, we're about to send everybody off to have a holly jolly fucking Christmas, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Justin, what are your parting words?
Try to have the best time possible. Don't kill anybody, and Merry Christmas.
Moses, I don't know if your history lesson counts as your closing thoughts, so I'm just going to give you an opportunity to say something. I guess.
All right. Thousands of years ago, we got into a turkey war, and God bless.
That's a Thanksgiving one. That's a Thanksgiving
I
one.
don't recognize time.
You know, this is July, right?
I don't understand what that has to do with any of this. I am here.
Mr. Mandingo, closing thoughts.
Just very happy to be here. It was a wonderful time.
So for Justin, Moses, and Mr. Mandingo, I'm Dan. Thank you so much for joining us. Merry Christmas to all you motherfuckers out there.
And then there was the anti-taco legislation.
Ciao,
and
bitches.
that's why we
Stop
have
with these references.
and that's why we have taco casserole.